So here we got the 4th challenge for Masquerade of the Sands, and as you can see, I have brought all the calves to this map. I even brought calf soldiers on Matthew because this map is full of infantry spam. You want to kill these infantry as fast as possible. You also want to have very high movement units to make the map less of a headache. You could also bring teleports to make the map easier, but sometimes that can be inconsistent as well. So mainly the thing you're supposed to do here is the boss will turn one of your allies into basically like a useless unit, other than the fact that they can shove enemy units around 5 blocks. So at the same time, it will also spawn a bunch of bombs around the map, and you need to push these bombs next to the boss. They have an explosion radius of 2 rings, so you need to get them next to the boss so that you can remove these shield stacks on the boss. And if you don't do this consistently, he is going to stack them repeatedly over the turns. So even if you don't plan on damaging him, you still need to knock one of the bombs into the boss, because otherwise the shield stacks will start to stack up and it'll just like snowball out of control, and you won't be able to beat the map. So luckily for me, this bomb spawned right here, and I can just ram it with Parn instead of using the useless unit, which in this case is Lance. He decided to convert Lance into the bait unit. So what happens with these bait units is that not only do they pretty much die in one hit to everything, they have all their stats reduced by like 90% or something. The werewolves around the map pretty much make a beeline straight for these units. So what you do is that you just surround them with your own units, or hide them in a corner or something, so that the wolves can you can ignore the wolves. If you surround them, the wolves will they'll all know what to do, so they just kind of stand in place. Otherwise, the most annoying thing are these infantries. So these infantries, normally they wouldn't be that big of a concern, but the problem is that they do a stacking debuff on you that increases the amount of damage you take, and that is pretty bad. Because the boss also does very strong single target and AoE attacks, if you allow this to stack up too much, the boss is just going to one-shot you. So even though the infantries might not necessarily be a threat, even though they technically are to the one healer I have, which is Sophia, you still need to kill them. And the annoying thing is that you have to play keep away from them. You can't even really tank them with your cavalry units here, even though you're going to do almost no damage to your cavalry units, because as mentioned, they are going to do a stacking debuff, and you don't want that to be stacking up a lot on your units. So aside from that, the map is kind of straightforward. You just want to get the shields off the boss, and then you can damage him. Now, the boss doesn't. When the boss reaches below 50% life, he is going to start getting 2 shields per round of these bombs that he spawns instead of 1, and that is very, very annoying. It is hard enough to knock one of these bombs into his range, let alone 2 of them. And this is even harder if you're not using a ton of long-range movement units like I am. And that's another reason why I bring all these calves, is because if these bombs spawn way out of your range, you can try to lead the boss to them, because he always does the single target right after the turn he spawns them. But if you only have a 3-move unit as the unit that gets transformed into the useless unit, because you get the displacement 5 blocks while doing that, a 3-move unit cannot move from one end of the bomb to the other end, because you need 4 move for that. And that actually makes it very, very annoying. So what I need to do here is that I want to knock down the boss to nearly 50%. And at the start here, you can see I'm using Thor at the start here. And I'm going to chunk him down a fair bit. You can see he's still at 60-something%, but that's okay, because I'm going to wait 2 more rounds of the bombs before I really go into him, because what I want to do is that I want to save up until Thor is ready to go again. And then I can just try to rush him down from about 50% life. And that's really all there is to it. So since the second round of bombs, I am not going to attempt to hit him below 50%, but during that time, I can try to get him to close to 50%, so I can leave as much margin of error as I want to. Right here is one of the annoying skills he has, is that he actually restricts you to line movement with his earthquake skill. He didn't use it yet, but like he's going to use this earthquake skill, which restricts you to line movement. It also does the autocrotto fixed damage, where if you don't move enough, it does a ton of damage. If you don't bring very strong healers to this fight, this can be a very dangerous position to be in. And as you can see here, I am kind of limited on healing myself. I only have Sophia here, and that's why I actually brought both her AoE heals, so that she can AoE heal every single turn. I didn't bother bringing Rewind. I didn't really need Rewind in this case, because I'm going to wait so many turns to get to wait for Thor to come back up anyway, so I don't really need to worry about getting the cooldowns back up immediately. Aside from that, it's kind of nice that the Empire SRs are all, like, they're a bunch of calves, and they all happen to be Empire, so bringing Lance was actually I actually brought Lance for once. He is able to buff both Sonya and Emmerich here. And I brought Parn, of course, who is a cav, and Matthew has his cav soldiers. And this is pretty much just so I can kill the Sheikah infantry very quickly, as you might imagine. But aside from that, like, it's pretty straightforward. This is the way I would recommend doing it, like knocking him down to around 50% and then just rushing him down using Thor. Because if you want to try fighting him under 50% life, like I said, he's going to get 2 stacks of shield each time the bombs come back up, and you're going to need to knock both bombs into him, and it's just really, really tedious. And if you don't consistently do it, like I said, the shields stack forever. So if you don't consistently do it, or you just get unlucky, and the bombs spawn in a really bad spot, he is going to get like 3 or 4, or he just keeps stacking the shields until it's basically impossible for you to clear the map. So yeah, this map, I feel like they very much encourage you to play this in a way where it's like you just rush him down after 50%. But yeah, not much else to say aside from that. Everything else is just ad management. Kill the Sheikah infantry, which will be easy if you bring lots of calves like I did. And the werewolves, you can mostly just ignore them as long as you carefully protect the unit that gets converted into the bait unit. Finally, you can see that there is this red slime that spawns. You can just ignore that thing. It heals the enemies once it blows up, or it heals everything around it once it blows up. But the boss cannot heal, so you don't need to worry about that. And the werewolves healing is like not a big deal because you should be ignoring them anyway. The Sheikah infantry healing up should not be a big deal. You should be able to kill them pretty easily either way. So yeah, that's really all there is to this map. Pretty strict stat check, and kind of an annoying, like some annoying RNG here, because like the bombs might spawn in very unfavorable positions. And sometimes the boss decides to move to places that is very, very annoying. Yeah. Aside from that, like I said, kill him when he's around 50% life. See you guys in the next one.
準備は整った。行くぞ。決めたか。はっ。決めたか。準備は整った。こ
れはあまり使いたくないですわね。
決めたか。
気づかないうちに。ごめんなさいね。
始めよう。承知いたしました。始めようぜ。
何よ。
始めようぜ。行くぞ。はっ。決めたか。行くぞ。行くぞ。決めたか。決めたか。始めようぜ。
はい。
承知いたしました。
はい。
行くぞ。決めたか。
これはあまり使いたくないですわね。
決めたか。準備は整った。決めたか。始めようぜ。はっ。決めたか。行くぞ。決めたか。始めようぜ。始めようぜ。準備は整った。
何よ。
承知いたしました。準備は整った。仰せのままに。
何よ。
仰せのままに。決めた。行くぞ。始めようぜ。決めたか。行くぞ。始めようぜ。
何よ。
行くぞ。正確に。準備は整った。
はい。
仰せのままに。失礼。
気づかないうちに。ごめんなさいね。
めたか。始めようぜ。行くぞ。始めようぜ。決めたか。
準備は整っはっ承知いたしました。
決めたか。
準備は整った。
はい
仰せのままに。
気づかないうちにごめんなさいね。何。
行くぞ。
はい。これはあまり使いたくないですよね。
行くぞ。
準備は整った。仰せのままに。
何。
仰せのままに。
始めようぜ。
はっ
決めたか。一緒にピンチを切り抜けるんだ。始めようぜ。